Once upon a time, there was a powerful king who owned a very special elephant. Not just any elephant, but a legendary one. For years, this mighty animal had fought bravely beside the king. In every war, he marched fearlessly ahead of the army. The thunder of his footsteps alone was enough to shake the hearts of enemies. Soldiers believed that as long as this elephant stood on the battlefield, victory was guaranteed. The king didn't see him as just an animal. He saw him as a loyal companion, a warrior, and a symbol of pride. But as we all know, time changes everything. Years passed, battles ended, and the great elephant slowly grew old. His legs were no longer as strong. His eyes no longer as sharp. So the king made a decision out of love and respect, retired his faithful friend, and allowed him to live peacefully near the royal gardens. One calm morning, the elephant walked toward a nearby pond to drink water. The air was quiet. Birds were singing. It was just another ordinary day. But near the edge of the pond, the ground was soft and muddy. As the elephant stepped closer, his massive foot sank deep into the wet soil. He tried to pull it out, but he couldn't. He struggled harder, and the more he fought, the deeper he sank. Soon, he was trapped. Panic spread across the palace when the news reached the king. "My elephant is in danger," the king cried, "the one who protected my kingdom so many times." He rushed to the pond with his ministers and soldiers. They brought ropes, they brought wooden planks. They tried pushing, pulling everything, but nothing worked. The mud held the elephant tighter and tighter. The king stood there, helpless, watching his old friend slowly losing strength. Tears filled his eyes. After all he has done for me. Is this how his life ends? The king whispered. Everyone was silent. Then an old wise minister stepped forward. He calmly looked at the king and said, "Your Majesty, strength and ropes will not save him." The king looked confused. "And what will?" he asked desperately. The minister smiled gently and replied, "We must remind him of who he truly is." The king frowned. "What do you mean?" the minister said. 20 years ago, whenever this elephant heard the sound of war drums and horns, he became unstoppable. His spirit is not dead. It is only asleep. The king understood. Immediately he ordered the soldiers to bring drums and trumpets. Within minutes, the quiet pond turned into something that sounded like a battlefield. Drums were beaten loudly. War horns echoed through the air. Soldiers shouted commands, and suddenly, the old elephant lifted his head. His tired eyes opened wide. Memories rushed back to him. He remembered who he once was. A warrior, a champion, a hero. A powerful energy awakened inside him. With a deep roar, he gathered all his remaining strength, and in one mighty effort he pulled himself out of the mud. Without ropes, without help. Only with the power of his awakened spirit. Everyone watching stood in complete silence. The king ran forward and hugged his beloved elephant with tears of joy. That day, everyone learned something unforgettable. Even the strongest among us can face moments of weakness. Life can trap us in situations that feel impossible to escape. Just like the elephant in the mud, we all have days when we feel stuck, tired, and helpless. But true strength never really disappears. Sometimes it only falls asleep. And all we need is a reminder of our past victories, our courage, and the battles we have already won. Maybe your drum is a loved one who believes in you. Maybe it's a dream you refuse to give up. Maybe it's simply remembering how far you've already come. No matter how deep the mud of life feels, your inner warrior is still alive. You are stronger than your struggles, braver than your fears, and more powerful than you realize. So if you ever feel stuck, remember the elephant. Rise again, just like he did. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might be feeling stuck in life right now. And tell me in the comments, what is the drum that awakens your inner strength? Type, "I am strong," if you believe the power to rise is already inside you. Thank you for watching. Stay strong. Stay brave.